keeping the temps down. I'm in the mid to low 70s, so it's pretty pleasant right now. But anyway, this is I want to welcome you along with my little cruise here. I haven't taken the truck out a lot lately because, well, it's kind of been wet weather, and also I've been spending a lot of time working on my machinery. Perhaps y'all have seen some of the videos, I don't know. May have seen a thumbnail and skipped it. But anyway, got the old Kubota tractor running pretty good. And I haven't done anything on my wheel horses, but I've had to work on them a little bit too. And matter of fact, I'm actually working the 856 now. I had some road work done at the front of my house. Some of my older videos, you may have seen evidence of it. I didn't really document it, but they put a turning lane on the road directly across from my driveway, and by happenstance or by design or by because of the way they designed it, they inadvertently made me a turning lane to get into my driveway. If I'm coming from the east, which means I turn left into my driveway, well, now I got a turning lane, and it's great. It used to be when you were sitting there wanting to turn into my driveway, and with the turn signal on, well, you were watching your rear view mirror as much as you were watching the front, and making sure nobody didn't smack you in the rear. Hold on a minute, I'm gonna have to download here, upshift. Sorry for the close-up. What was I saying before I interrupted myself? Oh yeah. Anyway, I got a turning lane into my driveway, and it's improved, everything, 100%. And you don't have to watch your rear view mirror now, hoping you don't get smacked if you're turning left into my driveway. All my family and friends and visitors, they all remark about how much better it is. I only put up with 3 months of construction. You know, they call it progress. But anyway. Up a couple of the 4-barrel, all 4 barrels, but can't really tell with them little air cleaners. Need something bigger that'll make a better sound. But hey, I did a poll once. And everybody was for keeping the same little air cleaners I got on it. I'll make a picture of it and see what y'all think. I stay at 2,000 RPM or lower. One day, I may go to that 355 rear gears in this thing. Just to knock the RPM down a little bit. Oh, let's see. I guess I'm getting close to 16,000 miles on this engine since I rebuilt it. And all it's known is running around 2,000 RPM and a little higher, so that's how I broke it in. So I guess it's all right. What a beautiful day. I'm really in not that big a hurry. I don't know why I'm running this fast. Since having the radio on. I cruised around with it the other day listening to some jams, and I had a country station on, and I'm not really in tune with the new artists, most of the new artists. If you were to say their names, I couldn't associate a song to them. I mean, I've heard of Jelly Roll and a few others, but the newer artists I'm not really up on. And the station I like to listen to is old classic country. I just like the older stuff. And I heard a song the other day that touched me. Really touched me. And well, it came from a surprising band. A band I had wrote off. Let me make a turn here. I'll tell you the name of the song. The name of the song was Traveling Soldier. And it touched me. It was really good. It's all you Vietnam era people, Vietnam veterans, Vietnam era veterans. The song is based off a Vietnam veteran. And it was very touching. It was really good. The bad thing about it was the artists. I had wrote them off. It was a case of they let their mouths they let their assholes override their mouths. And I'm talking about the Dixie Chicks. I think they go by a different name now. They swore off country music fans because country music fans swore them off, including me. Including my wife. But they I hate to say it, but they were a very talented group. And that song, now I don't really, some of their songs are okay, you know, I was alright with them. My wife really liked them before they let their assholes overload their mouth. But I didn't listen to them that much, only when she was listening to them. But that song is really good. I'm talking really good. And if you can hold your nose, close your eyes, and forget about the artist who's singing it, I believe y'all would like that song. It's really good. If you hadn't heard it before, Traveling Soldier. You know, music, you know, our generation, boomers, music was just so important. It was just a major portion of our lives. And we had to be different from our parents and grandparents. So we came out with the rock and roll. Now, some of our parents were experimenting with the rock and roll when it first was coming out. But rock and roll is pretty much our genre. And I can remember, well, let me ask you, what was the first song that you listened to that was rock and roll, that you learned the words to and you sang it and you liked it? Now, we all sang our kiddie songs and everything, our patriotic songs. I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about rock and roll. You know, on your little handheld AM only transistor radio, remember them days? Where you had to hold it up to your ear, or you had to use an earplug. You know, it's funny how things has gone around. These earbuds everybody's wearing, you know, we had our little wire earplugs. But anyway, in my case, the first song that I can remember, rock and roll, that I consider mine, you know, our song, it was Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. That's something. Oh well. Can't get no satisfaction. Can't get no early action. You know, I'll tell you, I didn't know what that early action was. No, anyway. Didn't know a whole lot of stuff back in them days. But music was important. I'll touch on another artist that has let his, that I feel has let his asshole override his mouth. And he's an old timer. He's from our generation. And I was, before I say his name, I was never that big of a fan of his anyway. I didn't see the country or my poor upbringings the way he saw his. It's funny. Even though I will admit I was jealous of the kids, you know, the richer kids and everything, but I felt my entire life that I was privileged to have been born in this country, to be born in America. I can't think of how I would have turned out being anything other. And it's nothing against Canada, Mexico, or any other countries that may be watching this. I'm just saying, to me, this is just my thing. Well, anyway, I didn't see my poor upbringings the way this particular artist did and wrote about. And well, and now I don't see eye to eye with him on his political leanings either. And I'm talking about, I forgot what they call him now. Oh, what do they call him? I don't know. That's how big a fan I am. Yes, had to hit that bump. Talking about Bruce Springsteen. Born in the USA, I know that one. I really can't think of too many others of his. And again, I just didn't see the world, my poor upbringing world, the way he saw his. And anyway, but music, isn't that something? Gotta have our music. Oh, it's nice and cool in this shade. Oh, man. always gather under that tree. Hope you don't have anything against me, but I'm just not a fan. But that one Dixie Chick song is really good. Anyway, you know, have you ever noticed nobody talks about the ozone anymore? You ever picked up on that? Have we fixed it? Has the world fixed itself? Is it still a problem? It's one of them things that makes you go, I believe our brothers and sisters in Europe that came and visited our nice country here over the summer for those World Cup games, we want to put some air conditioning in their homes either before the end of this year or by next year. I think we spoiled them. Anyway. Pulls these hills strong. You know, I get to where I probably watch YouTube more than I do regular TV anymore. There's several channels that I follow pretty much, and they run the gamut of topics. I guess I like people that do stuff. And there's a farmer I follow up in Minnesota. Guy walking, who's got some of the blackest, richest dirt I've ever seen. Jealous. Oh, we got it's clay down here, but they grow corn and soybeans, and from what I can tell, they do pretty good, make a pretty good living doing it. A lot of walking people. And then follow another family farm up in Montana. Boy, they've got the big machinery, and they wrench everything themselves. Like, they mean everything. And so two brothers, a dad, and got a lot of acres. They grow a lot of crops that don't need a lot of rain because they don't get a lot of rain up there. It's funny, they get a little bit of rain and stuff just pops up, kind of like my grass. Then I followed this young couple raising a family up in West Virginia. They build everything. They built the home they live in. They're expanding it. They built businesses. Got a little mini farm. Their kids are getting up there high school age now. Well, the oldest one. So it's wild watching them over the years. And this other one I watch, it's a Englishman. He was here in the States, and he bought an old decrepit sailing boat, racing sailing boat, and set up shop out there on the West Coast. I think it was in Washington. May have been Oregon, but I'm thinking Washington. And with the help of volunteers that would come and go, he actually totally rebuilt that boat. And he just now sailed across the Atlantic in it and taken it back to his home port of England. The Mason journey. And there's this other couple raising their kids out on a catamaran. And they're building a custom catamaran. It's amazing what you can find and watch on YouTube, and I'm just finding it more entertaining watching regular people as opposed to trained professionals. I almost get that way about my music anymore. Seems like so many of these professional musicians kind of lost their way, and better to watch grassroots type people. But I will admit there are some movies that I go back to and watch all the time. One I watched the other day for the first time in a couple years. It's hilarious, it's great, entertaining, and the main star is someone that I do not agree with politically. But that aside, the role he plays in the movie itself by the crazy Coen brothers, it's just a great movie. Brother, where art thou? Must be some kind of hiking group out this week today. This is a long hike. But anyway, brother, where art thou? And I think all the actors, well, the main actors, probably I don't agree with. They're politics and probably a lot of other things, but they're good pretenders. Pretending to be poor good old boys. I didn't have to pretend. I were one. Anyway, another actor. Well, there's a couple more actors that I like their movies and shows, but I don't agree with them. Saving Private Ryan, that's probably one of the best war movies ever made. Otto, Forrest Gump, gosh, there's a bunch of them. Yep, Tom Hanks. I don't know what happens to these folks. They pretend so well at not being what they are. I just wonder what influences them when they're not pretending. I don't know. I'm not going to waste too much brain power thinking about it. Then there's Opie. Ron Howard. Can't figure him out either. But then again, who doesn't like a little Opie? My wife and I still watch Andy Griffith's show to this day. We tend to like the older stuff anyway. I guess the messages they tried to send, which, when you look at the actors that played, most of them They were good at pretending, but they really didn't believe in what the roles they were playing. Obviously. It's funny. But anyway, I guess that's why I'd rather watch YouTube and where there's real people being themselves. If that makes any sense. Anyway. I'm about 35 miles out from my homestead. I'm out in a little community called Tater Valley. Guess you can't guess how it got its name. Well, this is where my wife's people are from, and her daddy's people. They're from up here this way, before they migrated to the big city of Knoxville. And the home that my wife's mother was raised in is right up here on the right. You can just see it right there. That home is well over 100 years old, and folks are still living there. Anyway, and her mama's sister married a fella who is the original owner of this truck. Their farm was right up here. That's where this truck came from. And they bought this truck to be a farm truck. And their farm, that's a natural spring there. How you doing? But right here, that little dirt road we just passed, but back in there is where their farm was. And the house is long gone. This truck ran these roads when it was new, carrying cattle and produce and everything else. It almost has an autopilot that brings it here when I'm out and about. Seems like if I take it out for a nice cruise, I always end up out this way. And to tell you the truth, I don't know that I aim to get here. I just end up here. Part of the reason may be no traffic. Just a nice, easy cruise. Yes, sir. Well, it looks like the rain caught me. There's your vacuum wipers. Now on the steady cruise, they do pretty good. I got a hill coming up, which means I'm gonna lose some vacuum. And they're gonna slow down. See them slowing down. Now look at them speeding up. Oh well. That's how you work. I figured it would catch me. Close it down here. I'm going to turn me some jams on for the rest of the ride back. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope everything's going good with you and yours. Everything's going great here. Can't complain. Won't do me no good to complain anyway. Just carry on and take care of that business. So have a good one, and I hope to see see you around on the next one.